Just come on, work, you dumb thing. Hi, everybody. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. It's Sunday, where we sew on a Sunday. That's all I got to say. All right. Okay, thank you. Let's see who's all here real quick. We got Kim here, Leanne, Pam, Karen, Tony, Sally, Tracy, James, Tony, Lisa, Noreen, Crystal, Donna, Jacqueline, Judy, and plenty more. All right, guys. So, oh, I need these. Not Halloween, but pumpkin themed is what I'm doing today. I found a kit in all of my junk that I have in this room. I was, digging, trying to organize stuff, you know what I mean? And a long time ago, I got an Open Gate thing. It was probably for the month of October. Who knows when it came. Is there even a date on here? 2022. In 2022, I got an Open Gate box that had a pumpkin themed whatever. I'm going to make it. But since it's not my pattern, I can't give you the measurements. So I pre-cut everything out. And hopefully I'll be able to make the project just because it's already pre-cut out and I don't have to answer any what size is that questions because I can't give that to you. But I'm not going to actually make what the project shows. I'm going to make mine into a table runner because I think that will look cool. Because that's what I do. So I've cut everything out and now I just need to assemble it, which probably will take the whole entire time we are here. Because, well, that's what it'll do. But I have to follow the directions to put it together. So I'm going to see what I need to put together first. So I'm going to stick all my parts and pieces aside, figure out what's what, and background, whatever color, my little stem things. There's a picture, but I'm not doing that. I'm making it long instead of whatever that is, a plus sign. I could make it a plus sign and use the binding fabric to turn it into an octagon table topper, actually. I think I could do that. Yep, they used to be pictures instead of on these. Yep. All right, let's see. On the backs of my squares, I need to draw a diagonal line. All right, so that would be these ones, I think. Yep. I'm not going to draw a diagonal line because I don't need to ever do that. I have seam tape. And I'm going to sew it on 4 corners of my big rectangle. And then press. Repeat for all of these. So I'm going to do all of these big pieces and turn them into the bottoms of pumpkins. No, I got to make sure I have I actually have. I can make it however I want. Yes. Your table runner, you make it how you want. I haven't actually sewn in days upon days since you guys saw me on Thursday. Well, you've been long arming though every day. I've been long arm quilting little by little though because what am I doing? I don't need no 1/4 inch. I need corner to corner sewing. I've been long arm quilting little by little because what I'm doing on the long arm, I explained it on Thursday, and I posted in the Facebook group what I've been long arm quilting. It's taking me a while, but it's custom, and I just been in a blah mood. So, when you're in a blah and pained mood, you kind of just work when you can. All right, I'm going to start snowballing these corners.
Well, your long arm is fancy, though. It's really nice.
Yep, I'm doing fancy long arm quilting. So if you want to see what I'm quilting, there's pictures in the Facebook group if you're in the Facebook group. But that's just pictures of the quilting, really. I don't show the whole quilt. It's like a teaser to see what it's going to look like when it's done. And then you could, oh, wow, that's what the quilt is? That's awesome, All right. It is a purchased quilt top, something I did not make. And it is also the most wonkiest. I should have paid attention to that when I purchased it. But it is very wonky, and I'm trying to work the wonky in. But it's kind of spreading this. You know when something is pieced with a 2.5 or larger stitch length, and you go to quilt it, and it forcefully forces those seams open, and then you see the stitches in the middle? It's that. And it was done with white thread on a black quilt. And I could see all that white thread, so I have to color it with a marker as I go. All those threads, I'm coloring them with a black marker. Because that's the only way to solve the white thread through black fabric thing without it looking dumb. But yeah, I've been pulling and stretching and tugging, which I don't normally do on the long arm, so hopefully it comes out right. Hopefully it will, I'm pretty sure. I have had to pull and tug on a few like client quilts before. You know, nothing wrong with their piecing or anything. It's just sometimes they're not perfectly square, or I'm trying to square it as I go. All I know is I have to keep taking breaks though, because it's a lot of quilting. Did all 4 on that one. No, I will in a minute. Whoop, throwing things. So hopefully everybody's having a lovely weekend. Today is the last day of the weekend, and tomorrow starts the week. And I have a busy week this week. Got so many things to get done, do, and people coming into town to visit and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, you got people coming in to meet you.
Yep. Fans coming in to meet, hang out, go have breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever we end up doing. You know, those kind of things.
Stitch length.
I use a 2.0 stitch length piece. When I first started, I was using a 2.5, but I didn't know any better. And when I started quilting my quilts, I had separated seams. So I do a 2.0. So that way when you pull and tug, you don't see your stitches. I do that on purpose. I prefer a 2.0. And I could still rip. But you guys, if you were watching on Thursday, you could see, or yeah, Thursday, I was able to rip the seams just nice, you know, and easy. It's not that it's a heavy, heavy stitch length. It's just better when I pull and tug. And it's better for when I quilt it too. It's a nice tight, and it's not going to fall apart. Nice tight seams. But you could piece anything 2.5 or less. I wouldn't go anything less than 1.8 of a stitch unless you're paper piecing though. Then I would use like a 1.8, 1.6, somewhere in that lower number area. My machine, obviously, it just has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have to guess what it's at, but I know I'm at 2 right now. But when I was a beginner, I pieced everything with larger seams, and a lot of those, oh, I have 4 left. Am I supposed to have 4 left? I don't know.
Oh, thank Marilyn.
Who?
Marilyn.
Marilyn? Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, thank you. All right. Oh, wow. That's nice. Sweet. All right, so I'm going to cut off my excess fabric here down to a 1/4 inch. I'm just going to use the ruler and rotary cutter. Like I said, this is an open gate pattern, so everything is pretty much exact. So I'm going to do everything pretty much exact. These don't match anything, do they? No, they don't. Okay. Yeah, I was going to do something else, and I was like, I'm not in the mood, you know? Everyone always says, what do you do when you lose your sojo? Well, I haven't lost my sojo per se, but I am, like, I'm in a lot of pain lately. Just MS issues and arthritic issues. And, well, it's just overwhelming my body, so I'm not really doing too much. So I kind of wanted to stick with something easy. Although this is still fall themed and or can be put out on Halloween because it has pumpkins on it. So either way, it's still kind of Halloween themed for the month of October. Plus, it finally uses it because guess what? This has been sitting since 2022. It probably came in August so that you could have a finish October project, you know? I'm going to do all my pressing right here today because, well, it's all little stuff. I mean, some of these squares here are like 1 1/4 of an inch, so I definitely rather use a small iron for the tiny stuff. Then I could...
Fabric doesn't pucker at your 2.0?
No, my fabric does not pucker at a 2.0 stitch length. Ooh. I could barely squeeze that. My hands hurt so bad. 3 and 1 more. This is just easy though. If you guys want to find yourself a pumpkin pattern and some maple leaf pattern, it'd be really easy to just put these together on your own and do something similar but different. All right, once those are done, the next step is on the backs of 1 1/2 inch square backgrounds. That's this. I only have 4 of them. Right. Where am I at? Where's the background fabric? Yep, okay. So on these, I need to put them corner to corner, draw right sides together on a rectangle, which is this. Watching the direction of the line. And I'm making 4 of these. So I got to watch my direction here. So I'm going which way? This top corner down to there. Okay. Oh, come on. Little pieces. That's the one thing about Open Gates. So if you've ever been thinking about getting an Open Gate subscription box, I love them, love them, love them. But they are all small pieces usually. Most of the patterns are small stuff. And for those that don't like the small piecing, you know, it makes it hard to do this kind of stuff if you don't like tiny, small things. I don't mind small stuff. I love small, tiny piecing. Okay. Now press. Tiny stuff.
It's such a cute little iron.
Cute little iron for cute little tiny stuff. And if you have ever thought about tiny piecing, like actual tiny piecing, like I do a lot of, just know it's a little bit more finicky than bigger pieces because they're so tiny and they need to be as accurate as possible. All right, what do I do with that now? On the backs of, okay, I made 4 of those. Ta-da, set it aside. On the backs of these, more. That would be these ones. Yep. Draw a diagonal line, corner to corner on these ones, because those are bigger. That would be this square. So on the line. So I'm making 2, no, and no. Are these the wrong size? What are they supposed to be?
You need me to measure?
Repeat for the opposite corner. It's showing a rectangle in the picture, but then it's telling you a square. Pretty sure these are it though, because there's no other ones. Okay. So some will go this way, and some will go the opposite way. So I'm gonna make piles real quick. Trying not to confuse my own self. I tend to do that.
Said than done, huh?
Yeah, way easier said than done. I confuse myself so easily.
Well, no, that's easier done than said. Yeah, it's the opposite.
All right, there should be 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Why is there not 4? 2 of each.
You want me to read it?
So 2 with one and 2 with the other. That's what it's telling me. That's what I'm doing wrong here. 2 with that one and 2 with this one. And then these just get set aside for something else, I guess. Right? I'm glad I cut it all out first, because that was confusing too. Well, for my brain, I don't do patterns well. I don't read other people's patterns very well. Okay. All right, let's see if I can figure this one out. This one.
Do your own thing. Make your own table cover. Do it your way.
Well, I can't because it will come out wrong.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna put this on this corner. Sew it. And then I'm just gonna finger press it for a second so that I know that this one is gonna go on this corner. And then I have to make the opposite way. Is that the way it's gonna go? That looks like the picture now, sort of. Whatever.
Close enough.
Close enough. So this one will be opposite, I think. It still looks like rectangles in the picture though. And these are definitely not rectangles. All right. Okay, those 2 go this way. Now these 2 will go the other way. This corner and this corner, right? Right. I'm really trying to pay attention here. Like, seriously. All right, that will be that way. There. That means this one goes here. Aha. And I'll cut away the excess in a second. I just want to make sure that I'm doing this right.
There you go. Patterns are a suggestion.
Yes, patterns are a suggestion, but You really got to be good at math to do things a little bit different than a pattern actually says, just in case. You know, you got to do a little bit of math if you're going to change things. Okay, so I have 2 facing this way and 2 facing that way. And then doing that all over again with these ones. So I'll do 2 right there. And then snippity snip and put it on the opposite side. Okay, then this corner and this corner. Now you get to see how I struggle with other people's patterns, at least. That's why I like making things up and just sewing. Okay, if those go this way, that means these ones will go this way. Here, and right there. And there was just enough pieces, so I guess I am doing it right. All right, so if that's that corner, that means this one goes down here and then right here. Oh, I see what that centerpiece is. That's the stem. Aha, see? Woo. I was wondering why there was only 4 of a certain thing, but then there's a bunch of these ones. I'm like, okay. Yeah, that's why. It's because there's a stem. All right.
It's because it's a stem.
I'm going to cut away my 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Each pumpkin has a little
stem on it, yes.
It has a little diamondy type leaf and a triangle stem.
I'm just visually doing this.
Show them the picture again so they can see. Little stem on each pumpkin.
Not really doing a very good job at 1/4 inch. My eyes are very blurry, but if I keep the glasses on, it's just going to make them blurrier. Oh, yeah. My eyes have been really affected by whatever's going on with the MS, which kind of blows, but, you know, I'll do what I got to do. No, I'm not going to keep these little tiny pieces. Although I could make little 1-inch hourglasses if I wanted, but it's all trash. That's about the only thing I hate about quilting. The one and only thing I hate is wasting fabric. And the good thing is I pre-finger pressed all this, so it presses nicely. All right.
When you change a pattern from a box kit, do you add fabrics from your stash or just use what's in the box?
When I change a pattern from a box kit, do I add patterns from my stash or what's in the box? I usually just keep what came with a kit, if it's a kit. But if I use someone else's pattern, obviously I do choose my own fabrics. Oh, now I need to make units using this. These. That. And then what else? 2 end pieces. 3 leaves, that would be these pieces, I think. Yeah. Sew these on and create a blah, blah, blah stem unit with blah, blah, blah. See, you know. All right. 2 of these. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Question about long arming what?
I struggle basting the bottom of the quilt to keep from getting puckers. What do I do?
Struggle from basting the bottom of the quilt to keep from getting puckers, then you should preload your quilt top onto the leader bar that's for that. So there's a belly bar, which is usually the backing fabric that goes on that, and then it goes up to the top bar. And then you have another bar that's for the quilt top. I would say, should suggest, if you're new to it, then put your quilt top on that. Or else the whole entire time you're long arm quilting, you need something or some way to keep everything within a certain distance. So if, say, the quilt top is, 75 inches and the borders itself are 5 inches on each side, you need something that's measuring to make sure that those 5-inch borders are staying in the same exact section of your measuring tape on the quilt frame the whole entire way down, to make sure that you stay straight. Because if you don't stay straight and you start kind of curving, which has happened to me, I'm a professional and I still have sometimes just waves and curves, and depends on how the person or myself pieced things, you know what I mean? So sometimes it curves and moves. When you get to the bottom, if it's way, way, way wavy, that's a border problem. That's from attaching your borders. If it's somewhat wavy, that could be because it went this way, a little bit, just ever so slightly. It could be an inch off, and it would cause waviness. In that case, you just need to work it in by, I don't know how to explain it without being at the long arm. Here's the quilt top at the long arm, right? And it's sitting, the backing fabric is on the bottom, the quilt top is on the top, and you're basting that bottom part on there. Push down to where you're pushing the quilt backing down as you're putting your basting stitch in the top. So that way it pulls on the top and bottom, and you just push down along the way as you're basting it. And you're just going to have to roll with the puckers. It usually quilts out if you push down each way as you're quilting over it. So push on the right if you need it, whatever. Push on the left if you need it, to adjust it. I know some people, I have to say this out loud on my own because I long arm quilt. Those of you who put your borders on your quilts with a 45-degree seam, you have created now a bias edge on that thing. I know it doesn't seem like it, but you have. So if you do a straight seam on a quilt and you go to pull on it, on that border, and it doesn't do anything, it doesn't wave or bow or anything, but you put a 45 and you pull on it, it creates a bow. That happens at the long arm. I prefer, and a lot of my clients do this, which I'm glad, a straight seam. Piece your borders with a straight seam, and nothing at the long arm will be bad. It'll be perfect the whole way down. I know a lot of you like doing that 45 seam, but it actually does mess things up. At least on mine. On my personal experiences with long arm quilting now. I probably should do a video on it just so I could show you guys. I know there's people that say, Quilt, please say that you have to do it the other way. No, you don't. If you're long arm quilting something, you got to do it a different way. Because the long arm, I mean, I could hide mistakes on the long arm very easily, but the long arm needs things to be truly square. When you sit in free motion quilt, you baste away, you baste your back to your top, and puckers or no puckers, you're never going to know the difference. But on a long arm, totally different. Totally different. And there's probably those of you that actually 100% agree with me. Not telling you how to piece your stuff, I'm just suggesting if you're going to long arm quilt, doing it a different way. All right, I'm going to finger press these. Does it say which way? Out. Yep.
Floats or tops, could that be an issue?
It could be an issue if you float your tops, yeah, but I float mine and I don't have issues. So, I mean, but if you want to prevent any and all issues, then I would say load your quilt top onto the quilt top bar and quilt. All right, then we're gonna hook these together. I don't do that unless it's something specialty custom. And even then, I really don't. I have one that's on the frame that's super wonky, like I said. And when I get to the bottom, it's gonna be wonky. And I've been floating the top the whole entire time, but because I'm stretching and tugging and pulling on the quilt purposely, because it's a really, when I say wonky quilt, guys, I'm telling you, if you were to lay it flat on the ground, the sections that bring sections together literally puff up. Like,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's bad. Even Scott's like, wow.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. So, I mean, and I'm forcefully trying to quote puckers out. So I know I'm going to have a wavy bottom when I get to it.
Is there a remedy for your foot pedal not wandering when your machine?
Is there a remedy for not wandering foot pedals? Well, honestly, I could say no now because I have been using, I got to show you guys this thing.
Yeah, wanders.
This is the Gypsy Quilter, whatever, stop it from going. Well, if you can't see, on my foot pedal, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross.
On its own, without the stickiness, this was just sliding around. Real, because what I have under my desk, it's the equivalent of probably laminate floor tiles, is what this floor mat thing for my chair to roll around on is. So I put sticky stuff, then put the sticky stuff onto this and stuck it on there. Well, now it's made its way off and it slides around so much now, even worse than the pedal did all on its own. It's just everywhere. It's still there because now I can at least have a spot where it can stay, and if it gets caught on the carpet, it doesn't move because there is carpet under my desk. But let's just say that's not solving anything, that dumb thing there either. And I've tried lots of stuff. They do have a pedal stop thing. I've also seen T from T Quilts sold a...
She's nice.
Yeah, she has some kind of pedal stop and wooden thing that somebody makes. I don't even remember who, but she had them on her website a long time ago. I don't know if she still sells them or gets them or not, but it was some kind of pedal stop thing, and it's a base that it kind of sits upright so the foot pedal sits on it, made of wood. But I'm not sure how those will be either because I've never used one, but I could tell you that the thing that I'm currently using is pretty much like shelf liner, and my foot pedal is going everywhere. So shelf liner's not going to work either. Unless you glue your foot pedal to the floor, just straight super glue it to the floor because you know your machine's going to be there forever. It's going to slide around. I've tried grippy things. I've tried all sorts of stuff, and yeah, just not the wooden thingamabobbers that I've seen online. Also, if you haven't noticed, I am finger pressing everything at this moment. Then I'll...
Have you ever tried a bathtub mat?
A bathtub mat, bathtub. You mean like the anti-slip thing in the bathtub? Yeah. Nope, I have not tried one of those because they're kind of big and then it would be in my way. I'd have to cut it. I'm pretty sure the dollar store still sells dollar store type ones. All right, let's see if I put these on the correct one. Okay, that one's gonna go on here. That way they're matchy-matchy. This one to go on this one. Yeah, I've tried all sorts of things for this pedal to stay. It just doesn't stay. All right, that should be it for this unit, and it should come out a blah, blah, blah size. I don't remember what it said. 8.5 inches.
Yeah, do a hot glue gun.
Hot glue gun, yes, you can create hot glue gun, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you put hot glue gun on the bottom of your presser foot, on your pedal foot, whatever, just know after a while of constant and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, that hot glue gun is going to wear itself off, because we did that on Thumper's box that goes in front of his litter box, so that it would stay grippy on the floor. And guess what? True. The in and out of Thumper constantly in there has now rolled the tape, the the hot glue gun glue stuff, it's rolling it so it doesn't stay in place anymore. So yeah, because we created him a step, but it was too movie at first. So he has a step in front of his litter box so that he doesn't have to jump, because that was one of his problems, was jumping into his box, irritating his belly.
His box is too small. He needs a bigger one. Poor
This
boy.
looks retarded. What did I do wrong? This does not look right. It's supposed to have that touching that. This is upside down.
Let's see.
Yep. See? It's upside down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just sewed all those wrong.
Look at the picture. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, you were talking. It's okay.
Yep.
You can have it upside down. Your pumpkin don't need to be perfect.
No, that looks retarded. I cannot even see to rip stitches out. What the heck?
Do you want me to do it?
No.
I can rip.
It's fine.
I'm not as quick as you, but I know how.
All right, I'm going to flip it. Then I'm going to sew it, and then I'll rip it and flip it and sew it, rip it, flip it, sew it. Oh. It's a good thing it's only 4 units that I sewed backwards. I even had them laid out nice in front of me. I don't know how I managed to do these things. All right, that's on the correct side now. Okay, that looks better. It's supposed to be the leaves going up and away from the stem.
Yes, that's perfect. No problem.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to rip the rest while you sew?
No, I'm just going to rip without the seam ripper. Very carefully, though. Very carefully ripping without the seam ripper. Because I can't see the single stitches right now, even with these glasses on. I told you guys, my eyes are really bad right now. I would not even drive a car. That's how bad they are. And I love to drive, but I won't because my eyes. And even with the glasses, like they're unblurry just slightly, but not enough to be safe. Okay, some of these I have to use this seam ripper. Get that first stitch out of there. Okay, that's gonna go. Nope, that does not go. That goes on this side. And this one will go on that side. One more. And since I don't backstitch, it makes it so much easier to unstitch. Okay, this one will be that side. And this will be this side. All right, I'll stick it right there. Just gonna pull these loose threads. Sew it back on. Told you this is gonna take me the whole entire video's worth to do this.
It's all right. They can fix it.
So you guys know mistakes actually do happen, and even to me. It's because I don't pay attention as good, and it's just because I'm not focused right now. Not my fault, it's my brain. Scott just vacuumed in here too, and I got all these little threads now that I'm just throwing around.
Does pulling the seams apart stretch your squares?
No, not really. That's my square, and that's from pulling it. Not really. If you do it right, you don't really stretch it too much. Now on a bias seam, which is your 45 diagonal, if you were to rip that, you're going to stretch that. These were straight cut, straight on the grain, so it didn't stretch anything because they were on the straight of the grain. But if I would have ripped off the half square triangle that's right here, now that's on the bias, so that would have stretched. I only do it with straight grain seams. I don't do it with bias seams. Those I actually pick with the seam ripper. That's correct. I'm checking like 5 times as I'm sewing to make sure everything's correct. I'm going to be covered in little tiny threads now. All right. Let's press them and make sure that they come out the size it says. Perfectly the size it says. There's one. There's 2. That sound is because my little tiny iron here has steam.
It's trying to be like Squeak. The
Yeah.
other one.
This one's like a little growl, though.
So you had Squeak, Gurgle, and Growl.
Squeak, gurgle, and growl.
Well, Gurgle's already in the trash, too.
Yeah, Gurgle is in the trash. He went long gone. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to attach to the tops of my pumpkins. It doesn't really matter which one goes on what, does it? No, it does not, because guess what? It doesn't matter. All right, look at that. Exactly the right size it needs to be. Woohoo! I got at least something going right for me. Make sure all these seams stay flat the way I've pressed them. Right. And one more. Which way are these going to get pressed? Towards the pumpkin. Number 1. Look, it's a pumpkin. Just got to go around it so that way it looks more pumpkin-esque. And to make it Halloween, I could have just taken some black fabric and appliqued on some funky eyes and a mouth, you know, if I wanted. Because you don't actually have to use Halloween fabric to make Halloween stuff. Especially pumpkins. Pumpkins can be orange and green, anything you want, and then just put some funky eyeballs on them and or whatever you want to create your jack-o'-lantern, and you can make jack-o'-lanterns. All right, now I'm going to take these by this, and these are going to go on the sides like this, I think. Aha, yep. All right, these are going to go on the sides, and then the top and bottom get these ones. Perfect. And then all I have to do is make the maple leaf blocks, I think. And then put everything together however I feel like it. All right, and then I think I add to the opposite side. Yep. Should be 4 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And then we'll add to the top and bottom. Or is it just top? No, it's top and bottom. Okay. Can't believe all these years this has been just sitting on a shelf waiting for me to do this. And I probably pulled it out like at least 10 times. Oh, I'm going to make this. Oh, I'm going to make this. Well, now I'm making it. And I actually keep all my Open Gate patterns because there's been a couple times now, like 3 or 4 times that I've made it again, but with my own fabric. There's sometimes that I liked something so much, I've made it twice. So I've made it 3 times. One for the Open Gate video that I originally made, and then for myself. Because I sometimes don't necessarily like or love the fabric that comes in the Open Gate, but I like the project more. You know? Nothing against, people who do fabric boxes, but you got to know that when you get a fabric box, that not everything you're going to like. And just so happens that there were some things I didn't like and I made it my own way and then I kept it. So this is something I could make again and in totally different variations. I could even make more pumpkins if I wanted this way. Just make an all pumpkin quilt if I wanted to do all the pumpkins like this. So you guys can do that with any pattern. Take any pattern and, just take an element out of it and make only that. All right. This one, and that one, top and bottom. Okay. These up here.
Is Open Gate available in Canada?
Is Open Gate available in Canada? I'm not 100% sure about that. People have asked me too over the years. I've probably asked Monique before, but I don't remember the answer. But I most likely have asked her before. But you can look on the website or just, you know how you can send a message to the thing? You can send a message and ask. The shipping rates will probably be different. But that's about it.
Yeah, it's a double. Ship
all
Canada's
shipping
double.
from Arizona, from America to Canada, even though Canada is literally attached to us, is double the amount it costs to ship within the United States, which kind of sucks, and I'm sorry. But I'm not sure why it's like that, but it is because it's attached to us, so you would think it should just be the same price as, you know, someone shipping to, say, Michigan, because it's up there next to it, you know what I mean? Like, you'd think it'd be around the same price to ship to Washington, you know, actual state of Washington, because it's up there in Vancouver, which is literally right on the other side, you know what I mean? Like, you'd think that the price would be the same, but it's double. That's probably why so many Canadians that I know personally, the ones that I know personally, I'm pretty sure it's because they get their stuff shipped into the United States, and then they pick it up when they come in. But most of the ones I know, Canadian-wise, that I know in person, they're all snowbirds, so that's why they have a P.O. box or something here, you know. And anything they need or want to buy while they're in the States, they buy it.
Where's Open Gate out of? Do you know what state?
I don't know right off the top of my head. I think Illinois. I could read far.
Yeah.
I can read far, I just can't read close. How is there one piece left? Is it for something else? I'm not 100% on that one. I bet you it's for between the, yeah, it's for between those blocks. Oh, one pumpkin.
Oh, that is so cool. I'm going to show them this one close up. Put it on. I don't know. The pumpkin with pumpkin fabric is cool, but this one is nice, awesome.
Sunflower pumpkin.
Sunflower pumpkin, a pumpkin.
This one's a gingham pumpkin.
That's just a cool word.
Yeah, it is a cool word.
Look at that. I like this one, I think, the best. We'll have to show them that one up close too.
Yeah, these definitely could put some
like
triangle eyes and triangles for the mouth and create a really cool thing. All right, what am I making now? Let's see. On the backs of these, diagonal line. I don't need to draw a diagonal line on the backs of sewing to these and sewing to those, it looks like. Yeah, because there's 4 of each. Am I sewing on both sides of diagonal line? Yep, both sides. Okay. Now for some both sides of my invisibly drawn line stuff. So I usually just use my seam tape for stuff like this. I just line it up instead of corner to corner on the red line. It's corner to corner on the black lines. Oh, by the way, in case you were curious, this is a Benartex line. I don't remember the name of it. But that is what it said on the selvage of one of the pieces of fabric, had a piece of selvage on it, and it said Benartex. Fall something. Because, like I said, it was cut off. Probably not something you can find anymore. Is there 4 left? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right, turn the whole thing around so the opposite side.
Change your seam tape.
How often do I have to change my seam tape? I don't know. I haven't changed it since I put it on this machine, and that was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
In like March, it'll be 3 years. I put it on when I first got it. I don't change it. It's still on here, surprisingly. So not very often, unless you're constantly cleaning the machine. It's worn out, but I don't really need to change it. So if you buy a roll of it, it's going to last forever.
You use the middle of the black line or side of the black line? The lines are thick.
I just use the black line. It looks like it's center to it when I do that. Is this going to be trimmed to a specific size? Aha, yep. So I'm going to trim them apart and then trim them to size. There, right there. Just using a square ruler. Or a rectangle ruler. I'm just lining up the number of the size cut that I'm cutting with the seam, with the stitching.
How often do you oil your machine?
I oil my machine weekly as using it, pretty much. Weekly, bi-weekly sometimes. Just depends on if I remember if I oiled it the week before.
You use yours a lot, though.
Yep, but I use my machine a whole heck of a lot. I do not recommend oiling computerized machines. But if you have these kind of machines that take oil, read your manufacturer's instructions, then do it like it says. If you sew all the time like me, then oil it more. This is killing me. I know this is great for people with arthritis, but not for MS flares and weakness using this Martelli cutter. I'm going to be cramping so bad later. I hope all this
Any
is...
ideas for a corpse bride?
For a corpse bride quilt?
Pattern, something similar?
I would just Google it, honestly. I don't have any ideas. Google corpse bride fabrics or corpse bride quilts. I'm pretty sure there's tons of different stuff out there. My answer to any question that people ask about certain quilts or certain whatever is Google it. Reason for that is Google, not sponsored by, blah, 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 but Google has all the answers. Every answer that I need, Google has it. Most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, it's a correct answer too. If you ask it an actual question. But if you ask to see quilts that are themed or related to, there's a pattern out there. There usually is. Something somebody's done. Or they have fabric lines that were out, you know. Walmart actually for the longest time, had all sorts of different movie-themed fabrics. They don't really have much anymore because now it's all pre-cuts and whatever. But you can find them online. If you can't find them online, I'm pretty sure you can have them printed. That's expensive to do, but it is possible. All right, let me press these towards the dark. Oh, man, I messed that one up. How did I do that? I don't know. Got caught under the thing on the iron.
You ever made a necktie quilt?
Have I ever made a bow tie quilt? Yes. Not a big one, just a wall hanging. And I sold it. Somebody out there has it out there in the world. There are some things, quilt-wise, that I actually don't like. And bow tie blocks is one of them. It just doesn't appease me. So I have not made anything bigger than small. Everybody has those things that they like or dislike, right? You guys do. Well, bow tie block's one for me that I don't see a point in that one. Just like the spool block. I know it's cute hanging on the wall in your sewing room, but honestly, I don't like the block. Unless you're putting like a bunch of strings hooking it together, then it kind of looks cool, you know, to create your spool block, but I just don't like the way it looks. But I've made it. I've actually made more than one spool block quilt.
Talking about using the actual neckties in the quilt.
Actually using neckties in the quilt? Yeah. No, I have not. Nobody I know even wears neckties, and I actually been to lots of thrift stores, and I never even see them at thrift stores here. There's not very many businessy people in this town that wear ties. This is a casual town, vacation spot,
well,
retirement. I mean,
most
it's too hot.
Are wearing t-shirts and shorts everywhere and sandals.
Yeah, I don't ever see anybody wear a tie. I've been even to like, you know, church, courthouses, all that. The only time you ever see anyone wear a tie here is if there's a wedding. And even then, it's pushing it.
Yeah. The judge and lawyers in the courthouse don't wear ties.
Yeah, the judges and lawyers don't even wear ties here. Most of them wear like, you'd think like, what is it called? Beach attire. Like you'd see, what are they called? Hawaiian shirts? You'd see them wear stuff like that up to the court.
Yeah.
It's a very casual town where I live. All right, I'm going to get rid of these dog ears. I'm going to use scissors for this because...
Is that the proper way to press your HSTs?
Proper way to press? I fold them back with my fingers and like force it open and then put the iron on it. But when I do bigger ones, I force it open and then I slide the iron across it. So it's whatever works for you as long as you're not stretching, pulling, or tugging. I always say what is the word? Pre-finger press them or fold press them open, you know, using your fingers. And then they lay a lot flatter. And also, if you starch your fabric, it will lay flatter as well. I just do what works for me. And these are small, so that's why I just placed the iron on them instead of ironing, which I tend to do. I know everyone says don't do that. That's a quilt police thing to say to me. But it's never bothered me to iron like a regular ironing clothes kind of thing. It's never messed anything up. But I'm very careful about what I do and how I do it with the iron. Other than burning myself. That's the only careful thing I do. I carefully burn myself. All right, after I make these, I'm going to make maple leaf blocks. Oh, I need to make I forgot to cut those in half. I knew there was something I was missing from the instructions. I was trying to do it in a hurry. All right, I need to cut my squares in half and sew some rectangles in between it that are only 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to stack these up and slice them on the diagonal, and then insert my little 3/4 of an inch stems. Like I said, Open Gate's known for tiny stuff. All right, so I'm going to attach this to one side of every single one of these. I'm going to 100% make sure that I have a 1/4 inch seam right there. And I'm going to sew this on here. I'm going to try to center it. That looks pretty centered to me. Looks pretty centered to me. These are so small. When doing like stuff like this, you can actually fold the piece in half and fold this in half and line up both those half marks. I tend to just eyeball things. I'm pretty used to where a 1/4 inch seam lands now these days. I've been doing it long enough.
I'm going to bring the camera over there. You can see you sewing?
No. I'm going to press these towards the piece I added. So I'm literally finger pressing it first. Oh, what am I doing? Wrong way. This is where you're thankful to have a tiny iron. Stuff like this. All right, now I'm going to put my other half on the other side, and I'm just going to eyeball it. Why? Because I can. That looks pretty good to me right there. I wonder if it says that there's going to be a size to trim it to. Can't read it from here. I can. Okay, yeah, it does have a trim to size. So if I did mess up, it would be okay. Okay. 2. Okay, there we go. Trim, trim, trim. Lining up my corners. That's not gonna fly right there. I need it right there. There we go. It's so tiny. Perfect. Right there and right there. Oh yay. There's a piece there. Line that darn corner up right there, right there. Two. Corner, corner. Three and one more. All right. Now to lay my blocks out. Move that. Gather all of my pieces, put all the green together and all the orange together. Here we go. 2 dark oranges go this way and that way. One of these. 3 of these. Huh? What? 1. 2, 3. And then this thing right here. And then 2 more of these, like this and like that. All right, there's one block. Lay the rest out. Okay, number 2. Three. And 4. And then I'm going to piece them all. This pile and one for that pile. There we go. So I'm just going to piece them all like a 9 patch because that's what they are. And then I will have my little tiny maple leaf blocks. Press that this way. That way. That way. Gotta change the way I'm finger pressing because of the little bottom piece, the stem.
Which is your favorite to make? 8-point star quilt or hunter star quilt?
8-point star or hunter star. Hunter star still turns out as 8-point stars, technically. But I like both equally because I like 8-pointed stars. I like stars. I like Lone Star quilts. You know, all that kind of stuff. My iron is a Sunbeam.
The little dinky.
The little dinky one. You can buy it at Walmart. Or Amazon or whatever you shop at. All right, let me press my little block here.
You want me to use big iron for those ones?
No. There you go. You can hold up and show them the little tiny maple leaf block.
That's cool. That's so cute.
All right. I'm going to run the rest of these through.
What do you do to keep your pieces from stretching when making a Lone Star quilt?
What do I do? Keeping my pieces from stretching, making a Lone Star quilt. Well, I don't think I've had a problem really with them stretching in the first place, so I don't know how that answer could be answered. I don't really have stretchy problems. I usually do Lone Star quilts in strip units. Whoop. All right, bottom one goes that way, so that means this one goes this way.
It's made with half square triangles.
The star pattern made with half square triangles is a lots of different ones. There's the Lemoyne star. There's the whatchamacallit, what's that name of that star? Somebody in the chat will know. There's a couple different star blocks. There's friendship stars. There's, you name it, there's some kind of star block that is named star block of some sort. There's lots of them. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I know it's there in the top of my head. I just can't get it out. Sawtooth star. There's a sawtooth. That was the one one of the ones I was thinking of. There's all sorts of different star blocks. You can do star blocks out of 60 degree 60 degree diamonds. Whew, brain. Whew. Those are like 6-pointed stars, you know. I don't know what is wrong with me. Cannot think today. Yeah, there's all sorts of stars. There's a book on, more than one book probably, on the different star blocks. This way, that way, snippy snip.
What age did you start quilting?
What age did I start quilting? I started quilting as a 30-something-year-old. How old was I?
36.
35 or 36 years old, somewhere around there. Because this coming year is 10 years of I've been doing it, and this year I turn 45, right? I think I'm 45 this year. It's only like a couple, it's like 2 weeks away. It's my birthday. Yeah.
Well, when Mom and John came over for mine, John was asking me, and I wasn't sure. Mom had to fill
Yeah.
it in there.
Well, I was born on an even year, so it should be easy. Yeah, because this is 2025, so I would be 45. Because this is an even year. I mean, I was born in an even year. This is an odd year, but either way. So I'd be an odd number, not an even number. But I've been quilting for 10 years this year, so. They look right, they look right, they look right, okay. All right, now to put all these together into a thing, they all go inward. Yep, just like this.
Have you ever made a Dear Jane quilt?
Have I ever made a Dear Jane quilt? Dear Jane, Dear Jane. I don't think so. I'm not sure though. Goes like this, and then, that's what the leftover piece was for. All right, now sew these together.
Are you going to make it like this one, though?
I'm not going to make it like that, I don't think. But
well, then you don't need to put them together.
Yeah, I do. You can't, because then I'd need more fabric.
Oh, okay. I guess you have a point.
I don't have any more fabric to spread them out. Okay, so these. And then sew that on there. So this, and I sew that, and I sew this, and I sew that. Sew. All right, press, press, press. Place it there. And now sew this piece on. And it's exactly the correct size. Look at that. I did good. So even though I had one mishap, all of this, I think I recovered myself nicely.
You did a very good job.
Okay, now to make the choice. Do I keep it like the picture, which I really don't want to? Or do I make a table runner? So, in the picture it shows, oh, I don't want to do it that way, but we're gonna put this in the center. That on one side like this. That on one side like that. And this on this side. Over here. And make them all face up or to the side like this. And just piece it all together into a table runner. Skinny table runner, right? Or it's long and skinny if it's a table runner, or put them like this, like the pattern shows, and measure and cut myself. I'm just gonna create a triangle real quick. Harvest Farm, by the way, that's what this is. And then place triangles in like this on all four corners, creating myself a hexagon, or no, yeah, that'd be 6, 8 sides. No, it'd be octagon shaped table topper. I think that's what I want to do.
I think that's supposed to be for the backing, though.
No, it's supposed to be for the binding. I don't want to do it the way the pattern shows because I don't want to do the inverted binding.
Oh, okay.
I like this idea.
That's a lot for binding. So it's going to be a big square?
No, it'll be octagon. Yes.
Oh, I see what you're going to do. You're going to do them.
Yes.
Cut? Okay.
Yep.
So
watch.
yeah.
So I'm going to take this whole entire thing and...
So it'll have 8 sides. That'll be cool.
Yep. Let me
I
grab
do like
my
that idea.
15.5-inch ruler. Cutting. No, that would be 4. Hold on, I need to see what number this comes out as real quick. It's 12. 15 divided by 4 makes... Yeah, so I need to cut the whole thing. This ruler's not going to work. I'm just going to make one giant 17-inch square with this ruler. Line that up, line that up. I'm going to cut it at 17.5 inches. Line that up on a line. Make a nice straight cut here.
Are you going to keep the pumpkins turned the way they are, or are you going to turn them all up?
You mean facing this way?
Yeah, you're going to keep them turned the way they are, or you're going to turn them all up?
Hold on, let's see what it looks like. I don't know. I think I like the other way better.
Put them all in?
With them all in, yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's square this up now. Oh no, that was not my flat side. That's my flat side. And that's a flat side right there, right there. And one more cut. Well, actually 2 more, because I got to cut the diagonal.
So far, all the fans are saying inwards, so the other way.
The other way. Yeah, I kind of figured the other way would be better.
So far, only 3 people comment. Now 4.
Okay, that ruler's not long enough. Let's grab a longer one. Oh, that's not even long enough either. Take a second ruler and line it up. And cut diagonally the opposite way. Line up the ruler, the corner, there, and right there. Aha! Perfect size. So this puts my straight of grain on the outside. The outside, this is all straight of grain right here. So that way I don't have no stretchy, see that stretchy? I don't have no stretchiness along the outer rim of the quilt. Ta-da! But I like these better this way. Or they face that way, like that. What do you guys think? Did they like it this way or the other way?
Well, now they got a lot of people saying both ways.
I like it this way. This is the way I'm going to sew it. So I'm going to sew it just like any other 9-patch. Literally. Oops. What way did I pull that off? This way. Sew it like this.
You got a lot of people saying out and a lot of people saying in.
I'm just going to do it the way I like it. The way I think it looks good.
Well, no one has bought it yet, so until it's actually sold, you make it how you want.
Yeah. All right.
How many squares did you start with? Was it 17?
How many squares of what did I start with? I have no idea. Oh, 17 and a half, if you're curious about my outer squares, they're 17 and a half inches. So I'm going to hook this on here. And then I just cut it on the diagonal both ways to fit. Come on. Yeah, this was supposed to be the binding fabric, but I don't like inverted binding. It frustrates me, so I don't do it. All right, so that's together. And then obviously I have to trim the top. That's perfect.
Looks good.
Yeah. And then I have fall fabric, so I could find something to bind this with. And if I wanted, I could square it as well so that it can be a wall hanging. Those are the things that are last minute decisions every time I make stuff like this.
What do you mean by inverted binding?
Oh,
Let me show them the picture.
there's the picture. It goes in. Instead of an outer corner, you're making your miter on the inside, which frustrates me, so I don't do it. Okay, that one goes up here. This hooks to this. Which way did I press those? In, and these are out. Oh, whatever. Guess it doesn't matter. Now the last one. See, this will fit perfect on a round table, you know, when it's done. All right. Place this on top of here. Nest these lovely seams. Go to the next seam. All right, press this.
You know what size this is going to be?
I have no idea what size this is going to be. It was supposed to be.
Yeah, but you did it completely different.
Yeah, I did mine different, so.
You have your backing picked out?
Nope, no backing picked out. Takes a minute to press bigger pieces with this little tiny iron. Sorry.
I asked you if you want me to plug in the big iron and
Oh,
do it for
no,
you.
it's fine.
I'll gladly iron it.
All right, now I'm going to put this one on here. That goes to that seam. That goes to this seam. Hold it with my fingies. Oops. How heavy is the Juki? It's,
I don't even know.
I don't remember. It's like 40 pounds, 35 pounds, something like that. It's heavy. Honestly, like people that go to retreats and stuff, I've heard from other people that this is probably one of the worst machines to take to retreat is the Juki TL series machines because it's really heavy. I mean, it's nice and portable, but it's heavy, heavy portable. You know, right now at my point of feeling bad, I wouldn't even bother trying to lift it because it's heavy for me right now with my weakness. But I have a husband who will lift it all. But in reality, this machine weighs pretty much almost the same as my long arm. My long arm is like 43 pounds or something like that. It's crazy how much it weighs. But it is an all mechanical machine, so. Okay, I'm just pressing this final seam, and then I'll trim off the corners. All right.
38 pounds, according to Google.
The Juki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How heavy is the Juki?
38 pounds, according to Google. That's what Scott said. He looked it up. So yeah, it's a pretty hefty machine to take to retreats and stuff.
Google knows all.
Google knows all, for
Well,
sure.
at least it thinks it does.
All right, I'm going to go ahead now and trim the little points off of here. Oh, I'll put that away before I drop it and break it, since I tend to drop things often. I have been dropping everything today, though. It's been one of those days. All right, so I'm just going to lop off these edges. Just realized that I made a giant disaster. Little triangles under there. Okay. Ta-da! It is, from one side to the other, it is 31 and a half. Yeah, it's 31 and a half from one side to the other. How big is it this way? From this side to this side, though, is 30 and a half. From here to here is 30 and a half, yeah. Oh, stay. So from these to these is 30 and a half on the sides, and then up and down is 31 and a half. I like that. That looks better.
Beautiful.
I like it. Can you see the whole thing on camera?
Hold on, I scroll up. Yep.
Yep, okay.
How about we take the camera up since we have 20 minutes left?
Yep.
Show them up close.
I'm going to bring the camera up close so you guys can see it better, since obviously it's kind of hard to see from far away. Camera is moving.
Beautiful. I like it.
I like it a lot better than having the table runner without, a table topper without these. I like this in it. I think it came out better. You can see these are tiny. Not too tiny, but they are the size of my hand. I like it. I like it. All right. So this is what it was supposed to look like. And that's what I did. So, I don't know. I like it better my way. If I make it again with my own fabrics, then, maybe I can make it a totally different way. All right. Any questions or anything while I am still here?
Now's the time. Questions? Any questions we missed?
Anything I missed? Anybody want to ask anything while I'm still here, but done sewing? Oh yeah, what went with this? I gotta show you guys. A long time ago, I made the video for. I don't know why I did not do anything with this pattern, but it also had a trivet. This was in the original Open Gate box. Was a little trivet for an acorn. So this was supposed to go together, a little table topper and a trivet.
What thread brand is your Juki like?
What thread brand does my Juki like? It likes all brands. My Juki will run any thread except for small spools. And what I mean by small spools is, oops, right here. It doesn't like these small little Orifils, or what other brand is this? We got Metler and the small ones and things like that. It doesn't use small spools on this Juki. It just doesn't like them at all. But it will use like these Hobby Lobby Sewology ones. It will use those, and then obviously it uses the essential thread that I always use. And it will run the Missouri Star spools that look like this, you know, but it definitely does not like these little tiny Orifil spools. It breaks constantly. It's so annoying, actually. Oh, and I've used King Tut's round spools like this on here. They work good, but the thread likes to get stuck on the outer edge sometimes. So, but I've used them on here.
Do you use tear-away stabilizer on your labels?
Do I use tear-away stabilizer?
No, you use iron.
No, I use an iron-on and a cutaway on my labels. But yeah, mostly, besides using essential thread, I use all the big, huge spools like this. This runs so much better with big spools. I highly suggest if you're going to run a Juki, just get yourself a big, huge spool. Plus, it lasts longer. And then all sorts of brands make those. All right. Any other questions?
Oh, did you release the acorn trivet video?
Did I release? It should be in October's box all that time ago. Yeah, it would be in my Open Gate playlist. I may have done it on a live stream. I could have done it in a filmed video. I just know that this was with this project. And maybe this is the second one of these. You know, I have so many things, but, you know, because I did this, I don't know why I would film the video and not do the main project, though. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I just know I made the little trivet.
Are you going to put a border on it?
Am I going to put a border? No, it doesn't need anything more. I'm just going to quilt it on the long arm and bind it with regular binding. And technically, if I wanted, I can cut this back right here too, and it'd be a little bit skinnier and not have this extra section right here, and cut the triangle to fit better, you know? But I'm not going to do that. I'm kind of just leave it like this. I could also add a corner piece if I wanted. If I had more of this fabric or something, I could add a piece to it if I wanted. But again, not going to do that. I could. These are things that you can do when you change things up.
What was the name of this? Is it on there?
The name of this was
Is it on the paper there?
Fall Lane. It was supposed to be 30 by 30. In a weird. It was supposed to be 30 by 30.
An X.
And an
X marks
X.
the spot.
Yeah. But it's called Fall Lane. I doubt Monique has this on her website for sale, but you never know. She has some of the patterns for sale on Open Gate.
You never do know.
Yeah, you never know. I'm going to put this with it, though. I actually made a book. I'll show you guys. Let me just pull it out real quick. And this thingy, since I'm at it, I took all of my Open Gate patterns and I stuck them all in a folder. So now I have every single one of them. I even have little baggies for like templates for stuff. And then I take this dumb confetti maker. Oops, I forgot that you can't tip it. And I poke holes and put it inside. I'm a mess maker, yes.
Yeah,
Mess maker. That's me. Poke my holes in it and stick it in here. With the rest of everything. Yeah, here was the pattern that was with it that made the trivet. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know why did I not do the video? I'm not sure about that one. I made confetti. Go figure. I have all these office supplies, you know, so I figured I might as well use them and create myself a place to keep all my open gate patterns, because I've done so many over the years. I mean, this thing is full. And if I ever want to do another one, I can, because they're all here in one spot. So for those of you that get the box, it's a great idea to put it all together if you keep them like me. Every time you need a small project, like a little wall hanging or something to, you know, give somebody as a housewarming gift or something, you know, it's best to just have them all together, and you can put them all in a book and make whatever you feel like it at the time, or ask them, hey, which one of these do you want? And then they can choose what they want hanging on their wall. All right, I cleaned all my mess up.
I would have taken it, swiped it in the trash for you. Is that what you did?
Yeah, I swiped it into the trash. Any other questions?
Everybody's asking about your birthday on the 4th.
Oh, everyone's asking about my birthday. Yep, November 4th. I will be 45 this year.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to tell me.
Oh, I think I already said it earlier. I said, yeah, because this is the year 2025, so I would be 45. Yep. Yep, it's coming up soon, and then I will be, you know, in my midlife poof center, because I doubt I'm going to live past 90, so I will be.
Oh, I already passed.
I will be midlife. I probably already passed that, but you know, yeah. If I live till 80, and then I passed it years ago. Right? But yeah, we have a friend in the family who, no, she's 99.
99?
90. Nope, she turns 100 next year.
Wow.
Yep. So we have a friend in the family that turns 100 next year. So obviously people do live forever.
She's probably going to be the oldest person in town.
Yeah. Someone said that I only did the acorn in the video. Well, then I only did the acorn. I don't know why I always do both projects. Maybe I didn't have the time or something in the Open Gate video.
I don't know.
Maybe I was trying to keep it short. I have no idea. Maybe I was trying to teach you guys how to do circle binding. I don't know. Did something. It's weird that I would set it aside, though. That's why I always thought, why in the heck is it sitting there? You know? It was just sitting on the shelf right there, but buried under everything. I like that one. Mine is Friday, old as dirt, because everyone's saying it when their birthdays are. I feel old as dirt. I don't look old as dirt, but I feel old as dirt. Whew. All right. Well, I don't see any questions coming through, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here a few minutes early and go watch TV and lay in bed, because I can do that whenever I feel like it. That's what I'm going to do. So hopefully you enjoyed my lovely project. I'm going to see you guys all on my next video, which is, I don't even know when, probably next Sunday, because yeah, this is a normal week. So yeah, next Sunday, unless I film something in between, which I doubt I will, because I'm having a bad week. So anyway, talk to y'all later.
Do a little on the long arm and show them what you're
or
doing.
Yeah, I could do a little bit on the long arm. I'm at a really bad section where it's super puckered bad, and I have to stretch it. So maybe I can do something like that tomorrow on the long arm and show how I.
Show them a little bit of a long arm.
I have to stretch things out and make it work.
I think that'd be a good idea.
All right, we'll see. Anyways, see you guys all in my next video. Bye. Toodles. Later.